Hello, Fat Puppy here. Now, this is a little different. You may see a little traffic come up and down this road, but this is not the main road. This is old Highway 261. Actually, the King's Highway is what it was. And they've moved it over there, and that's the paved area, that's the mostly busy area. But every now and then you may see a little traffic coming down this road. Matter of fact, someone just stopped and asked me if I was doing okay. And here come a little truck now. So basically, this is different. This is not a church, not a cemetery. This is a town. Well, used to be a town. The town is gone, it's disappeared. Now let me give you a little story. This is about the town of Manchester, South Carolina. Now you'll have to look it up. There's I don't want to say all kinds, but there's some information out there about it, and I try to get together to show you guys. This was a town that was settled before 1799. It was a cotton boom town. It had many, many businesses. You see, what would happen is people would bring their cotton down the old King's Highway to the town, and then about a mile over there was the Santee River, and they would send it from the river down to Charleston. Now, the river is no longer there. Now, it didn't disappear like the town did. The river got dammed up and it's now Santee Lake. Basically, over there are the backwaters of the lake. It's the swamps, and it's just the best fishing. If you like to fish, it is the best fishing area. But anyway, so it was a boom town. Unfortunately, it's also known as Sin City. It was a horse races, card playing. I heard even some bowling. Didn't know they did that back then. Not in the backwoods anyway. Several businesses. I don't know how many people lived here. I've seen a layout. At one time it was bigger than Sumter, which is the town over that way, which is huge. Well, I wouldn't call it huge. It's not a big city or nothing, but it's, you know, quite a few thousand. But one time it was bigger than Sumter. And it was known as Sin City. Anybody that wrote about it at the time regarded it as a wicked place. And so they had all kinds of businesses, but guess what? Didn't have any churches. What happened to the town? I'll tell you. There was a minister from a nearby town, I'm not sure which one, who decided to come here, load up his mule with the elements for the communion, and to come to town and give people some communion. He got off his mule, went inside a building. When he come back out, his mule was gone. We found his mule. The elements of the communion were gone. They had disappeared. Well, he got angry and he cursed the town. That's right, a preacher cursed the town. And I don't remember the exact words. I'm not like I was there anyway, but it had something to do with the fact of God's going to strike this town. It's going to disappear and it will never come back. It happened. So at the very, very tail end of the Civil War, General, see if I can get this name right. Yes, General Edward E. Potter, as an extension of Sherman's raids, had his own raids authorized by General Sherman to come through this area and destroy, mainly mess up the transportation, railroad lines and all that. And you can go back up in these woods and you can see pieces of railroad cars where they were blown up. I've never seen them, but others that hike this area have told me about this. So he was coming through raiding, and he totally destroyed the town. I mean, just flat burned it down, destroyed the town, blew everything up that had to do with anything with helping, you know, the people of this area, transportation and whatnot. The funny thing about this whole thing was the dating of this, because this happened in, oh Lord, April of 1865. April 1865 was around about this time that the South was surrendering. So he stopped the raid when he got word that the South had basically surrendered. Actually, part of the war carried on after that. Right here. So anyway, to get back with the story, the general comes through, destroys everything, destroys the town is gone. So then after the Civil War, they decided to get back together and try to rebuild the town. However, remember I said this is where the cotton was brought in. The railroad moved. It moved just a a couple miles that way to the town of Wedgefield, which is, again, a couple miles that way. And so it failed, and it never came back again. But to add to insult to injury, to this very day, the town is attacked by United States military forces. How? It's a bombing range now. The United States Air Force bombs this now. Well, not where I'm at. Over there, though, where the town was at. Something interesting, too, that I found out yesterday. So that was the town of Manchester. And all that over there is called Manchester State Forest. It's pretty big. Manchester State Forest came about in the 1930s, I believe, because the farmers had overfarmed land and the land was just no good. So the government switched land. They said, we'll take your dead, dry land and give you fresh land. You go farm there, we're planting trees here. And so this pretty forest that you can't really see right now because this camera's not set up for you to see all that, but there's a beautiful forest here. It used to be dry land. It used to be nothing. It was a great transformation to take place. But anyway, that's the story. The town is gone. The town continues to get bombed. And I hope you like this video. I intend to make more. I've made some already. If you liked this, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. Ring the bell. You'll get notifications to let you know. And I'll be making more videos. Thank you very much. And by the way, that's a wrap.